What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? And I literally mean, what is going on? What this was a bizarro ending game. I mean, we clearly are trying to tank it, and then I'm not sure exactly if Lawson is a rookie. I don't think so. I think he's played a couple years, similar to Orlando Robinson, but Darko clearly trying to tank this thing. He's pulling everybody out. Barnes did have some kind of blood on his arm, so I don't know if he was actually hurt. He had blood up here and blood down sort of on his forearm when they took him out, and they take quickly out as well. RJ's the only sort of starter out there. I mean, Grady Dick didn't start this one, and JaKobe Walter ended up starting in his place because of Dick smashing his head last time in that last game. Not only he got smashed in the front of his face and then fell, cracked his head on the ground. So yeah, he didn't start. He's out. He was in street clothes, but RJ's there at the end, making plays, holding everything together, getting assists on AJ Lawson layup. That was a nice play. I mean, AJ Lawson. We'll get into his stat line in a second, but man, this guy's got some cojones. Speaking of Dick, when it mattered, this one play was so high off the glass. I don't know how he had the angle for it to go in, and then we got what 2 minutes left. Sorry, Lawson made another 26-foot three-pointer as well to make it 107 to 101. Then Orlando's coming back. I mean, we had like a 13-point lead before JaKobe had to sit because he's on his minute restriction, which means El Tankerino. But anyway, yeah, they sit him, and the lead just starts to dissipate. Uh, Pancaro, drives a layup, making it 103, 107. Um, yeah, Barrett then comes down, gets fouled, misses his first free throw, and then makes the second. So that Raptors are up 108 to 103 at that point with 2 minutes left. So JaKobe Walter comes in and subs in for RJ. It just went crazy from there. I mean, Bankero starts putting the team on his back. I think he had like 41 or something. I'll double check that in 2 seconds. But yeah, Bankero hits a three to make it 108, 106. Then we got, like, at this point, we've got RHODEN, Robinson, Orlando Robinson, RHODEN, AJ Lawson, SHEAD, and JaKobe Walter. That's our lineup to close out the game. That we're leading. We're leading. This is not garbage time. That we're coming back. We're winning the game. So, like I said, clearly we're tanking. We're going after Cooper Flag, or trying to increase our odds. But anyway, JaKobe Walter, misses a shot. Bankero again comes back down the floor, gets a layup. That ties it at 108. 108. Pardon me. They actually called Robinson on a goaltending. Actually, it didn't technically go in. I'm not even sure it was 100% on its way down, but whatever. That's what the ref called. We've got no way to stop that. So yeah, 108, 108. There's 44 seconds left at this point. AJ Lawson makes a 3-foot jumper, which was this play that they designed coming. I think they had a timeout after um, the goaltending. So they call a timeout. Out of the timeout, they run a play where AJ Lawson does like a double circle, like he's coming around, so the ball is being inbounded on the far side from the camera. Lawson comes, circles, does another loop, and gets himself open. It worked out great. I mean, the defender got stuck in a screen, so Lawson comes up, one move, catches the ball, drains the three to make it 111, 108. Match call timeout. Then they run a play. Bankero comes. I mean, like I said, Bankero was crazy at the end of this game, putting the team on his back. He comes out, drains another three to make it 111, 111. Come back down. There was a little bit of a turnover. Jamal Shead kind of lost the ball. He got too excited. He was in deep. He was dribbling. And anyway, he lost the ball to Caldwell Pope, KCP. So they run it down. Bankero gets fouled. And he makes both of his free throws. So now it's 113 to 111. Okay. Now bear with me. This is where it gets even crazier. So it's like Raptors are down by 2. We're clearly tanking. In my mind, I'm going, this isn't bad. We're keeping our odds for Cooper Flag. the best that they're probably going to be, because it doesn't look like we can get any worse, especially with the rest of our schedule that we've got. We've got the easiest schedule in the NBA going for this last little stretch. So Raptors call it full timeout. Jack Armstrong was given Darko credit for this, but I don't think you can. I mean, obviously he called the play, but they inbounded. JaKobe Walter, okay, gets the ball. He's already not that open. He's still got to take two bounces to turn to be able to get to the line, because he's probably like, 5 feet, maybe 4.5 feet from the line when he catches the inbound pass. So he turns, does two dribbles. The defender is right on him. So he's on the weirdest angle ever. Like his feet are both sort of pointed sideways, one even worse than the other. It looked like he might have had his toe on the line, even like a Kevin Durant, in the playoffs a couple years ago with Brooklyn. He he ends up being inbound, or not inbound. He ends up being in the 3-point range and drains it like off balance, sideways, weird jump, drains the three with zero point 0.5 on the clock to take it. And I mean, I was agreeing there. The Jack Armstrong and Matt Devlin were sitting there saying, why not? Go for it. They're obviously in on the tank too. They know what's going on, so they're like, let's go for the win. We don't need to try and tie it, which would be the easier play, of course. We're gonna go for the win. The guy nails it. He nails it. It was crazy. Jacoby Walter. They were freaking out. They were already freaking out when Lawson hit the other one. The whole bench came out and were pushing them around. Scotty Barnes, it's their moment, obviously. Like, these are probably the greatest NBA, at least, highlights of their season so far. It was nuts. It was nuts. And then to make the ending even crazier, with point 0.5, sorry, I got a little circle. With point 0.5 on the clock, they inbounded, and then the weirdest play I've seen, the ball hit the rim and then kind of hit the backboard a little bit. So the clock person starts the clock by mistake, and time just runs out as nobody can really get possession of the ball and it gets knocked out of bounds. Pardon me. So they end up calling a clock violation. And since nobody had possession, they jump ball at the center court, which sadly had me lose all hope of actually gaining a loss, which is, what we're all hoping for these days if you're a Raptor fan. We need losses. We need to maintain that 10.5% chance of getting super flag, because we're not going to get to the 12.5, and we're certainly not getting to the 14.5 in the bottom three. So, yeah, what a bizarro game. Sorry, final score 114 to 113. It was crazy. Like, the game was pretty close most of the game. We really pulled ahead in the third quarter, and then these guys just came back. I mean, it was 22-22 after the first quarter. We went down by 5 at the end at halftime, because they scored 32-27 in the second quarter, and then we killed them in the third, 31-19. We really took the lead. Quickly was doing a great job. Scotty Barnes was just going crazy on defense, and you can start to see, this guy could be the guy. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be our number one scorer, but he certainly seems to be able to be the leader. Defense wise, he was amazing in this one. And then in the fourth quarter, they outscore us 40-34, but we still hang on by one. Excuse me. JaKobe, unbelievable game, proving that we can't win without this guy. I mean, obviously we could get another center as good as him, but he's a top 6 center in the league, top 7 maybe. I mean, if you've got 7 centers you think are better, list them in the comments. I'm gonna have to end this one quick, man. My throat's going crazy. But yeah, JaKobe, 24 minutes, ends up with plus 14, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Guy was awesome. Manuel quickly, I think, had a decent game. He sort of was silent the first half, but seemed to step it up in that third quarter where we really outplayed them. But, and RJ was RJ, 21 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, why is this guy in rumors to be traded? 1 block. He had a couple turnovers. 2 personal fouls. But still, I don't understand. I'm seeing rumors that we're trying to trade this guy for LaMelo Ball. I see we're trying to trade this guy. He was supposedly in the Brandon Ingram conversation, but they decided they'd rather Brown, an expiring contract, and Olynyk for another year. Because anyway, they've got too many wing guys, I guess. But let's keep RJ Barrett, okay? The guy's a Toronto boy. Why do the Raptors like? You hear Pascal Siakam get rid of him? He says he never thought he'd be another player other than a Raptor. Sorry, on another team other than the Raptors. I'm dying. Norm Powell's just recently on the Young Man in the Three, which is AJ Redick's old podcast, but now he's sort of turned it over to his co-host since he's coaching the Lakers. And Norm Powell's on there saying, never wanted to leave. Why are they trading him away? I don't understand why we do this. We say we have this inferiority complex as a team that nobody wants to be here. Then we get guys that want to be here and we're dealing them off to other teams. It seems strange to me. I mean, I know you got to rebuild at some point, but Pascal Siakam was like the power forward of the league. Wasn't that old. What was he, like 27? Um, we could have definitely kept him for a few more years and still maybe fit the Scotty Barnes timeline. But anyway, so yeah, let's not ditch RJ. But yeah, JaKobe Walter, man, 17 points plus that crazy shot at the end to take the lead. AJ LAWSON, unbelievable. 5 of 6 from the floor, 3 of 4 from three. He had a couple rebounds, a couple blocks, but just effort. And again, one last guy I'm going to comment on. I mean, RHODEN. I don't know. This guy came out of nowhere. I know he just recently got him, but 21 minutes. He only had 4 points. Wasn't that great? The guy's thick though. Like he's another Scotty Barnes build, man. Oh my gosh, they're just, like their shoulders are crazy, huge. The guy's huge. But Jamal Shed. That's what I want to just touch on at the end here. Jamal Shed. This guy won the job from Davion Mitchell, who we had traded for from the Sacramento Kings. Now we just dealt him off to the Heat because they're like, Jamal Shed is the man. This guy's a Fred VanVleet, but not as greedy at the end of the game. He's more looking to distribute. I think maybe that one turnover, he was trying to go in and make something happen, but I think actually he really was just trying to draw out the other defender so that he could kick it out. But yeah, effort on defense. This guy had effort on defense. Unbelievable. From the field, he was only 3 of 10. Not great. And 1 of 4 from three. But his three was timely. And the defense this guy had was amazing. Um, yeah, 1 steal. And then 5 assists, 1 rebound. So nice efforts. The eye test, anyway, was there for Jamal Shed and for AJ LAWSON. I mean, AJ LAWSON was rolling around on defense like a maniac. So obviously these guys know they're sort of trying out for next year. I don't understand sort of the plan of this. Like I think, like I said, we're tanking. So Boucher, no minutes. Obviously Brandon Ingram isn't playing well enough, or I mean, isn't feeling well enough to play. No Battle. I think Battle's down with the 905 getting minutes down there. So yeah, ridiculous game. I wish we'd tank it. I wish we would be stacking up losses, especially this one because our the thing gets easier. But I can't fault the Raptors, I don't think. I mean, like I said, they leave RHODEN, Shed, LAWSON, and JaKobe Walter. There are people watching this podcast that have never heard of any of those players. And yet they finished off the game and actually won it for us. Totally cuckoo. Anyway, what do we have coming up? We've got just quickly here, let me just check the schedule. I think we've got, again, a couple of easy games coming up here. We've got the Utah Jazz on Friday. That'll be a win. And my prediction is going to be wrong because I said we were going to be 3-1. I thought we were going to lose this game, which again, we tried. We almost did, but man, we won this one. We're probably going to beat Utah, especially with the momentum that we've got after this game. And then we're playing Washington on Saturday. And that's it for this week. We do play Washington again. This is another one of these home and home, not home and home where we travel. We stay in the player or in the home team's court. So we did one against Atlanta where we played two in there in Atlanta. We just finished the second of two in Orlando, and then we've got two in Washington. But interesting comment, actually. I'm sorry, quickly what I was saying. I think this is a good idea financially for the league because flights have got to be more than hotel rooms. But I like Jack was saying that even for wear and tear, you got oh, what the hell is the term they use for Kawhi? It's like the injury management. Oh my God, it'll come to me. But anyway, but that kind of stuff going on where everyone's trying to, limit minutes and trying to let people sit on the back end of a back to back and all that to try and remain healthy for the playoffs. Maybe not a bad idea either to have to travel less. So Interesting stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please like, subscribe if you're watching and you have not, or just give me a comment. Like I said, I'd love to hear who you think are better centers in the NBA than JaKobe. Um, Maybe next week I'll bring my list of who I think are just ahead of him. Obviously, you know, there's a bunch that are going to come to mind, like Jokic, uh, Wembanyama, uh, not Joel Embiid. Um, but anyway, maybe he's fifth, maybe he's five, maybe he's top five. Anyway, I'll be prepared next week to talk about that, or our next game to talk about that. Mr. Beast President, and see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.